we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's the Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, the Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Yet another Nebraska winter is looming, and you know you're going to need tires on your vehicle. Don't fret. They are all on sale now during the October Spectacular event at Graham Tire Company. Buy 3 Kumo tires and get the 4th tire free with the purchase of an install package. Save big on Goodyear, Hankook, Nokian, and more. Big rebates on select Goodyear tires that will double when you use your Goodyear credit card. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now. GrahamTireLincoln.com, getting you to the places that matter most.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
From the playing fields to the sidelines, from Florida to California, from the Big 12 to the Big 10, welcome to the wide world of Raff. Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chris Raff.
All right, everybody, we are back again. It is Wednesday night. It is 9 o'clock, and this is the Wide World of Raff. And we are back again. Harrison on the ones and twos. Raff picking NFL football games like we're possessed. What a week we had last week. We won some and we lost some.
I want to say I actually did pretty damn good last week.
Yeah.
And I will give you credit for this. You sniffed out the Browns having the best chance to take the 49ers down with their defense. You sniffed that out. I gave you credit for that on old school as well.
Little lucky.
I don't think it was lucky.
Well,
I mean, you broke it down with that defense. You know they're a problem on the edges.
Yeah.
That is a team that if there was a team that was going to take advantage of the 49ers, felt like you were going to need to have an elite defense, and the Browns kind of ones on the table that are bringing that.
There was some games this past weekend that it kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit. Like, I've been on the Eagles bandwagon like hard. Like I'm like, Eagles, they're going to be back in the Super Bowl next year. Jalen Hurts has got that chip on his shoulder, but I've been giving them a leeway the first 5 weeks of the season. You know, they've had some good rushing games, but it seems like there's something a little bit off. And then they end up getting beat this past weekend. And now I'm sort of like, I'm kind of off. I kind of jumped off that bandwagon a little bit. I think they're still going to be contenders, but I don't think they're as good as what I thought they were. I think I was kind of giving them a little too much credit from last year. I could be wrong, but you're going to find out a lot this week because I think you got the Eagles and Dolphins.
Yeah,
this week, so
it's going to be a big one. That was another game we talked about, and the only reason I wanted to pick the Eagles to lose, I thought it was going to happen sooner or later, and the only reason I didn't was because they're playing the Jets. And I was worried about what their offense can do, but that defense, man, 3 interceptions for Jalen Hurts ties his career high. So that's also a game where it's like I'm not going to panic. That's just you have 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
You still only lost by 6. You turned the ball over 3 times, a couple times in some real favorable spots. I think the Eagles will be fine. I think Jalen Hurts will be fine, but they're definitely not elite.
Yeah. And I was laughing too about the Jets. I call the Jets the Iowa of NFL football.
Yeah, that's no.
I mean, they have no offense.
It's
a little bit, but it's that defense. They live on the defense. And then what's crazy about the Jets is they were missing their top 2 corners. And Jalen still had trouble. That's what kind of raised my eyebrows. I'm like, ooh, they got some work to do there. This isn't the same team as last year because you see like Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, and you're like, okay, pretty much same. You take out Miles Sanders, put in DeAndre Swift, and you're like, okay, they're right where they left off. But now I'm starting to think they're down a couple notches, so they're gonna have to. But watch this week; they'll just come out and throttle the Dolphins, and
it's kind of been the trend.
All will be good in the world.
If you think about who the talk of the town was by week, week 1, right? Lions beat the Chiefs. Yep. Oh my God, Lions lose the next game.
But now they're back.
But it's just kind of ebb and flow, right? Then it was the Baltimore Ravens. Look, Lamar, he takes a loss. Then it was Miami Dolphins, 70. They take a loss. It's just kind of been back. Like if you do not want to be the talk of the NFL.
Yeah, no lie. It's crazy. And right now, I think the Lions are that team again that are starting to get a lot of talk. A lot of people are saying that, like me and Nick were talking about it on the drive this morning. I might have the Lions up to my number 2 team in the NFC now. I mean, they're 5-1.
They're frisky.
Since Peyton Manning did Peyton's Places in Detroit and lifted the curse of Bobby Lane last year, the Lions are 13-3. The curse has been lifted. Now the question is, you have the NFL talking about you. Can they keep it up and get a W this week and run it up to 6-1?
I think they do. I'm pretty high on the Lions. Even though I just went through that monologue, if you don't want to be the talk of the NFL.
Lions. Is Jared Goff in the MVP race yet? Another Nick Sainert special.
No, I mean, it's going to be you give it to Christian McCaffrey before you give it to him.
Yeah, and then you got to look at the 49ers too. They end up getting beat by the Browns. They going against basically their 3rd string quarterback, PJ Walker. Christian McCaffrey, we talked about injuries. He cannot get injured. When he's not injured, he's great, but he hurt his oblique. It sounds like it's not super serious where it's something might be able to play this week, or maybe they'll sit him out for a week just to make sure they bring him back to 100%.
Yeah.
But you could tell, but man, the 49ers, that was another one where I was like, ooh.
He's a small running back too. I think that's like, he's not, it's just kind of, that's one thing about the NFL. It's crazy. You got Derrick Henry, who's like what, 6'5", 250.
He's big boy, 6'4", 250 probably.
Yeah. Then you go to Christian McCaffrey. Small. He's not even 6 foot tall, is he? I think he's like 5'11", 5'10".
5'10", probably 185. Maybe.
5'10". He's probably like 200.
Is he 200?
Yeah, he's got to be. There's no way you're playing running back at 185.
Yeah, correct.
But it's just kind of crazy to see those two That's such difference in size.
Yeah.
So with Christian McCaffrey, like, yeah, he's a great player, but he's not Derrick Henry where you can just take blow after blow. But no undefeated teams left in the NFL. We didn't call it. I don't think either of us picked any of those teams to lose.
No, we didn't. We took them to win.
But we're at least close.
I was looking
at
at
the idea that they could lose.
I pulled up the divisions before we came on the air. So you got the Dolphins at 5-1, the Bills at 4-2, Jets at 3-3, Patriots at 1-5. Patriots, they're a car wreck. They're in trouble. AFC West, you got the Chiefs 5-1, Raiders 3-3, Chargers 2-3. They dropped one to the Cowboys. Pete's happy man. And the Broncos at 1-5. Not a happy man. Not a happy man at all. Sad. All right. AFC North, you got the Ravens at 4-2. You got the Steelers at 3-2. Who I think maybe, actually the Steelers might be the Iowa of the NFL. I mean, they got no offense
You
either.
keep saying that, and I'm only batting my eyes because that's just too much credit for Iowa to be compared to any sort of NFL offense.
AD's like, what did he just say? And then you got the Browns at 3-2 who playing, they got that defense. You get Deshaun Watson back. You get him healthy. You got something there. It seems like it's horrible what happened to Chubb, but it looks like, Deshaun kind of picked it up before he was injured. So you get him
back in the mix.
And then you got the team that I think is going to make the run is going to be the Bengals, even though they didn't put it together quite like I thought they were going to on Sunday, but they still got a victory. So they keep on stacking wins. They'll be there at the end. I have a feeling.
I mean, they're one game behind.
Yeah.
They got time.
Yeah. And then you got the Jaguars at 4-2, but you got Trevor Lawrence, who's nursing a sore knee. It looks like he's not going to play tomorrow night. You got the Colts at 3-3. Minshew Mania, it's back. I mean, they're riding with him. Anthony Richardson had shoulder surgery.
And they got a nice 1-2 punch. With Jonathan Taylor's absence, they realized they got a guy in Zach Moss.
Yeah.
Now you got that 1-2 punch with those two guys. Like, that's pretty nice.
And I don't know if Taylor just hasn't got his legs back underneath him because
he's been struggling.
Yeah, he didn't really. I think he only had like maybe 12 yards rushing on Sunday. So he's got to get back in the NFL shape. You got the Texans at 3-3. DeMeco Ryans, great coach. CJ Stroud doing his thing. They're pesky. They're going to give everybody a run for their money. And then you got the Titans at 2-4. Titans, I just think that ship sailed. I think when they traded AJ Brown, I think they traded away all their chances. So I don't see them being any threat. And
it always blows my mind. Yeah, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, it always blows my mind. Like with the Titans, like why spend all that money on Hopkins?
Yeah,
like he is getting 5 catches a game. Maybe like 8 targets. They're barely using him out there.
Well, that's like the Eagles going out and signing Julio Jones.
Yeah,
like I thought he was retired. So, but maybe they can get something out of him, get him down in the red zone. But I thought you were set, with Smith and AJ Brown. But then you bring in Julio Jones. I'm like, ooh, that'll be interesting. But if he stays healthy, that'll give Jalen Hurts another big guy downfield throw to. So it'll be interesting to see how they use him. And that leads us to the NFC East. You've got the Eagles at 5-1, the Cowboys at 4-2. Pete Ferguson says they're headed back to the Super Bowl. They haven't been there for a while, Pete, but hey, they're going to get that chip one way or the other. And then you got the Commanders at 3-3. Commanders, they're one of those teams too. 1 week they're really on, 1 week they're off. Sam Howell, somewhat consistent, it's kind of back and forth with the Commanders, but that's a team I really would not want to play, just not knowing. And then, of course, who do the Broncos play this week? The Commanders.
We got to win. That was how we got our first win of the season, so it could be a good thing.
We'll see.
They, for some reason, struggle against the worst teams in the league.
Back and forth. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then you got the Giants at 1-5. Giants, I think they're in trouble also. I don't see.
They needed that win against the Bills.
Yeah. I don't see it happening. It probably was pass interference on the last play, but you got a Tyrod Taylor. You can't check out of a running play when they got the pass play. At least you could have got a field goal out of it. And then NFC West, you got the 49ers at 5-1. Still probably the best team in the NFC, even though they struggled. But the weather was bad. The ball was slipping out of his hands, making excuses for Brock. But 49ers 5-1. Seahawks at 3-2 kind of surprises me a little bit. The Rams 3-3. I think this is the team you got to keep an eye on.
Okay.
I think Aaron Donald. They got Cooper Kupp back. You got Stafford. I think that's a team you keep an eye on. The Rams. And then the Cardinals at 1-5, which I saw today.
Pocket Hercules is back.
They've got him back on the practice, so it looks like he'll be making his return at some point in the next 3 weeks. So we'll see. I thought maybe they'd send him for the whole year. I thought with the contract, the way his contract was set up, that, okay, we're not going to play you, but it sounds like he'll be back. Kyler will be back under center or in the shotgun. And then you got the NFC North. You got the Detroit Football Lions at 5-1. I think they will be the first team to clinch a playoff berth this year.
Let's talk about the rest of the teams in the NFC.
Yeah,
North.
You got the Packers at 2-3, the Vikings at 2-4. The Vikings, the talk of the town is, will they try to trade Kirk Cousins? Well, Kirk Cousins, he has a no trade clause in his contract. Will he lift that? I don't know if 2-4 in this division. I think you've got to take a shot at it, but a lot of it's going to hinge on Jefferson and whether he gets back in 4 weeks, whether he's healthy or not with his hamstring. So it sounds like after 4 weeks, they're going to take another MRI to check to see where he's at. So even after 4 weeks, he still might be out longer than that. And then you got the Bears. The Bears. It's Mike Ditka's birthday today, by the way.
Yeah.
So
we got that going.
That's the Bears.
Yeah. Celebrate that. Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Hand injury. Tough.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny seeing the backup go on there. He did not look comfortable. To be fair, though, that Vikings and Bears game,
that
was hideous across the board. I mean, that's probably the most like loose balls fumbles I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Just ducks in the air. Like that was, if you had to watch that game, I'm sorry.
Sloppy football.
Yeah, it was unless you like that, it was probably incredibly entertaining.
Sloppy Joes.
Yeah.
And then you got the Buccaneers at 3-2, which that surprises me a little bit. I wasn't sure with Baker. I still am not sold on Baker. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Buccaneers. But once again, you're in that division. You got the Falcons at 3-3. Desmond Ritter, still not sure, is he the quarterback of the future? You got Bijan Robinson, who's making the highlight play. That catch he had last week was insane.
Oh, my God, yeah.
The one-handed. Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown, which was good to see. And then you got the Saints. You got Carr, Kamara, Thomas. I don't know what the Saints either. They're
the most disappointing because their season looked like they were going to have a good chance to kind of run the NFC South, not with some uncertainties. I thought like the Buccaneers probably be the second best team just because, for all it is, like Baker Mayfield, he's not an elite quarterback, but you know what you're getting with him. At least he can still make plays. He can still scramble in the pocket. Extend everyone else, you're kind of just throwing your hands up. So Buccaneers don't surprise me too much.
I thought the Saints. I really thought the Saints. I thought Carr would come in with a big chip on his shoulder, prove everyone wrong. But they're still, they're in contention. They're technically a half a game behind first place.
Yeah, they all got 3 wins
right there.
except for the last team, which we haven't mentioned.
The Carolina Panthers.
Well, I'll tell you what, it wasn't Matt Rule's fault. They got some problems over there.
Yeah, they've regressed. But you got Bryce Young. Now I think you got to go with the Bryce Young is just try not to get him killed before the end of the season. Try not to lose his confidence because I think he has a potential to be a really great player. It's just going to be, can you get him through without being completely ravaged by the rest of the teams? Because there's not much going on there with the Panthers.
You hope he has some similar of a curve to what Trevor Lawrence experienced.
Yeah.
It's a rough year for him. You kind of hope he's mentally strong enough to bounce back, which we could see towards the end of the season. When you're not playing for anything, you play a lot more free. Maybe that's when we get a real taste of what he has.
Then you also got to look at, too, at some point, if he takes too much of a beating, do you set him for the year and, make him number 2 and put your second? It'll be interesting to see how they handle him there because you definitely don't want to lose his confidence because that's horrible when that happens to a quarterback when they start hearing footsteps and all that good stuff. I was just checking the text line to see if we have any texters tonight. Pretty quiet on the text line so far.
Yeah, we got pretty empty right now. Let me refresh it. Sometimes I just need to give it a refresh as well. But you guys can definitely always join the show. 402-464-5685.
Yeah.
And if you're Raffs, let's do a Raffs Roadies roll call.
Ooh,
if you're one of
Raffs Roadies roll call.
Give a roll call.
Did you see the shirt?
Where you're at. No, you got a shirt out?
I don't have a shirt out. So we had a guest. Scott Manning came into the studio, talk Lincoln girls wrestling. He has, I didn't even notice it. He goes, well, did you see my shirt? Raff's Roadies, let's ride. So he might, I don't know. He might be taking the torch there and leading the call for shirts. So there might be a chance to get your Raff's Roadie shirt here at some point. So
that'd be awesome if I see more. If I'm just walking around like,
if the Raff's Roadie shirts come out, yeah. If you're
we do have Chubby Rhino. He's here and listening. Always great to have Chubby Rhino in here. And again, 402-464-5685. Roll call. You can even put your favorite NFL team in there, and we can break it down.
And if you want a position in Raff's Roadies, just let me know. We've given out some positions, but hey, we can always have secretaries, and we can do it all. We can do
what the government does. Just start making up positions.
Yeah, that's what we do. We'll make up positions. We'll get you in the Raff's Roadies. What a crowd! I love those guys and girls. All right. We're throwing it out here right now. We'll do a couple games before we throw it to break. I think we still got
we got about
8 minutes or so. We have an abbreviated schedule this week, so we're able to run through the divisions because we got 6 teams with byes this week. So, All right, we'll start it out Thursday night. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the New Orleans Saints on Amazon Prime. Thursday night football, and I'm not sure if Trevor Lawrence is going to play or not. As of now, he's questionable. So. You could have, who the second string quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars is?
Oh, go for it.
CJ Beathard.
Where did he play college?
I believe he was at Iowa.
At Iowa? Okay.
Yeah. I think. It might be the other Beathard that was at Iowa. There was a Beathard that was Iowa.
Yeah, I know there was one in Iowa.
It might not have been. It might be the other Beathard. Feel free to help out text line. But you can have the Jaguars at Saints, possibly Trevor Lawrence, possibly not. Oh, who do you go with here?
Give me the Jags.
I'm going to go Saints.
And I'm actually going to put these on notes so we can actually check these.
We're noting these? Oh, my goodness. I'm going with the Saints. Don't let me down, Carr. Don't let me down, Kamara.
He's pretty good at that this season.
The reason why I'm going with the Saints, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to play. I think he's going to be out tomorrow night. So I'm going with the Saints.
All right, we're going to have to disagree on that one.
That's good. That's where the statistics will get wild.
That is good. The Jaguars, man, I mean, they beat the Bills, which again, that one you can argue. It's flight. Yep. This basically like home field advantage, a mega home field advantage. You're in another country for a whole week. But I was impressed because they bounced back and they beat the Colts pretty handily. So I'm pretty confident. And we also have 6008, and he says number 58 Chiefs.
Oh Lord. Go Chiefs. Little Derek Thomas action there. Number 58 from Alabama.
Sneaky trade today from the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. So they got Merco Hardman back in
the rich get richer.
Back in the stable again. All right. We're going to move on now. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Indianapolis Colts at noon on CBS. Browns and Colts. This is actually kind of tricky.
I'm going to go with the Browns just because, that's the defense with the Colts. Pretty one-dimensional offensively still. That feels like a team the Browns can take advantage of.
Man, I'm going with the Colts. I'm thinking the Browns played really, really hard last week to get the victory of the 49ers. You got Minshew Mania. Like we said, we got Moss and Jonathan Taylor there. Pittman. Defense is decent. I'm going with the Colts.
Okay.
Colts it is.
One of us is 0-2, and one of us is 100% right now.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. All right, we'll move on to the next game. We've got the Buffalo Bills at the New England Patriots at noon in Foxborough. Bills, Patriots.
I'm already writing yours down.
Yep. I have selected the Buffalo Bills. I just don't think the Patriots are in trouble. Patriots are going to lose more than 10 games easily this year. They'll probably lose 12 to 13. No matter how great a coach Bill Belichick is, he don't have the coaching ability to pull this team out. So I'm going with the Bills. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, defense is going to put it on the Patriots. So yeah, I know a lot of people. We talked about this last week with Belichick. I think his seat's getting a little hot because you're going to have to do a full rebuild with the Patriots, and I don't know if he's at that age where he wants to do a full rebuild.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take them 2 or 3 years, because I don't think Mac Jones is their quarterback. So they're going to have to get a new quarterback. That's going to take a couple of years. So I think Bill Belichick's one that I could see him retiring before, but I could also see Robert Kraft firing him. even though he said
he's to me, he's kind of the Greg Popovich, except Popovich was like on that, and he's like, "Whoa, Victor Wembanyama, let's try this out before
stick
I
around
retire."
for a little Victor.
He's looking at, last year he was like, we got Zappy and Jones. Okay, let's see what this looks like. And then, this season, it's obviously not. Mac Jones isn't the guy.
So I'm going with the Bills. Bills run it to 5-2. They're going to be a threat in the AFC. I might have cashed them in a little too quickly. I cashed them in too quickly and probably took the Eagles too fast. I think is where I'm sitting at right now because
I'm not hitting the panic button on the Eagles. I'm still not. That was just an ugly game from Hurts, but it's only the second time in his career.
It seems like they've been every game they played this year, other than they had the one game where they had a lot of yards rushing, but they just look sluggish. It's like they're not clicking the way they usually do. But it's a long season. Come next week after they beat the Dolphins, I'll be like, oh, they're the greatest team ever. Oh, so all right, we'll move on now. We got the Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants at the Meadowlands on CBS at noon. Commanders versus Giants.
I'm going to Zach here. Give me the Giants. That defense was smothering.
Going with
against
the Giants.
The Bills. Yeah, and then they got Saquon back. I feel like the Giants, they're not a great team, but the Commanders aren't a great team either. I'm going to lean on their defense, kind of taking care of the game. And man, if you think about that game plan, it wasn't for whether they didn't get points at the end there.
Yeah.
That game would have been, right down to the wire. And it's just unfortunate, young quarterback, and they can't quite get the situation down. But they figured some things out against the Bills. Yep. Like they really leaned into that defensive identity, and they're doing everything they needed to, shorten the game, just run the ball out with Saquon Barkley, just keep running and running and running. And man, you saw in that third and fourth quarter, Saquon was all of a sudden, he was busting out for 10, 15 at a time. And it was, I'm going to Zach, give me the Giants on this one.
All right. I'm zigging. I'm going with the Washington Commanders and Sam Howell, and that defensive line is going to shut down Saquon Barkley. Commanders are going to go to 4-3. DP's going to wake up on Monday morning and go play my music. And I'll be like, hail to the Commanders. I said, hail to the Commanders. It was so much better when they were the Redskins. It sounded so much better.
I'm still annoyed with that.
Hail to the Redskins. That sounded so much better than hail to the Commanders.
Absolutely does.
But I'm going with Commanders.
Oh man, we have 60008. He's been chiming in with us. He's giving the picks with us, and he's going to zag with me as well.
Oh,
going Giants.
He's zagging with the Giants also.
Yeah.
All right,
appreciate the support. Need that backup.
Yeah. Well, should we send it to break and then come back and make some more picks?
Yeah, we got let's see, a couple shows here. We just got Jay chiming in here. Says, great show, you guys. Appreciate it as always. And he's chiming in from YouTube. So again, feel free to chime in. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 951. I like the show because it's kind of like the breeze. We're just going around talking NFL.
We just have a good time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the NFL season, best time of the year, but we got to throw it to break. Raff, get us out of here.
All right, we'll throw it to break. Just the wide world of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket.
We'll be right back to the wide world of Raff.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
So yeah, that sounded like Heinrich's the guy. I think he said again, Heinrich's got to improve his conditioning, which is one of the most confounding things I've heard. He looks like a decathlete. I mean, he's not a dumpy quarterback.
Oh, he runs
he's one
fast.
of the best looking athletes on the campus.
Look at the run he had for the touchdown in that game. He looked pretty
Look
fast.
at the dude. How can his conditioning be bad?
What's this about?
It might be about
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Look, Nebraska controls his own destiny. There's no team on Nebraska's remaining schedule that they can't beat.
I mean, it's 50-50.
I'll take 50-50 from what we was talking about at the beginning of the season.
Well, like I said, don't sleep on Northwestern. I'm telling you that now because they won last year. They was a 1-11 team. They're 3-3 this year. I think this game right here is one of the most even games that we're going to see two teams play.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when we drive. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Look, Nebraska controls his own destiny. There's no team on Nebraska's remaining schedule that they can't beat.
I mean, it's 50-50.
I'll take 50-50 from what we was talking about at the beginning of the season.
Well, like I said, don't sleep on Northwestern. I'm telling you that now because they won last year. They was a 1-11 team. They're 3-3 this year. I think this game right here is one of the most even games that we're going to see two teams play.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Wide World of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is the Wide World of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday night. It is almost 9:30. Almost halfway through the week. I mean, we are halfway through the week now.
I'm almost done, man. Thursday's my last day. I'm off Friday.
Ooh.
Got that 1 day weekend. Then you just come back in Saturday.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, it's always a blessing. It's kind of a joke, but man, this is our job.
Nebraska football, baby. Saturday. I mean, it's like,
one of the best
it's a
jobs ever.
great job, but I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, now you have a view. You're able to look out on the O Street. You're able to talk to people. So I always love coming in here. I never look at it as work. It's always fun for me.
Yeah, I try to fix my attitude because, man, I did tree service, I did construction, I did maintenance work. It's by far the best thing I've ever done. Yeah. It's just so much nicer.
Totally.
And the fans are awesome. Again, I love talking to you guys when you guys chime in. 402-464-5685. Definitely feel free to do so or join in on any of the streams. But, Raff, let's keep this thing going here.
All right.
And actually, I'll give a quick breakdown of what we got so far.
Oh, boy.
So you're picking the Saints. I took the Jaguars. You're taking the Colts. I took the Browns. We're both taking the Bills. You took the Commanders. I took the Giants.
Yeah.
All right. That was a quick recap. Man, we're disagreeing a lot today.
Yeah, I know. It's good. It'll be good for the statistics.
It will be.
The statistics. Hopefully you'll lose them if I do really bad, and we'll never see those notes ever again. All right. We'll move on now. At noon on Fox, we got the Detroit Nick Sainert Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. 5-1 Lions, 4-2 Ravens. Jared Goff versus Lamar Jackson. Who wins? Who wins?
I'm following the trend. Lions are going to take a loss. They're the talk of the NFL. I'm going to follow that trend. Even though I just kind of hyped them up, Let's see how long this trend goes.
You going Ravens?
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
Ravens. All right. I'm going to zig again. I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. They're for real. Coach Campbell's got this team playing. Jared Goff, Amon St. Rob Brown. Even though David Montgomery, I believe, is injured. So we're going to have to go with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, he's hurt.
We're going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs to go for over 100 yards rushing. I'm going to go with One-Eyed Ray Squad. Detroit Lions. Eye on the championship all year long.
Yep, and we also got 6008. Chiming with the Lions here.
Lions, way
I
to
like
go.
how when the text lines hopping in here with us.
Yeah,
kind of lets
free.
me know where the majority is.
Yeah, Lions football. It's a hit.
I will be surprised if the Lions win this one. I'll say the trend's dead.
If the Lions win this one, they're officially my number 2 team in the NFC.
They're pretty damn good.
I'm going to move them up. I don't care what happens with the other games. So beware, Eagles and 49ers. You could be down to number 3 by next week.
Okay.
Or then, you might have Pete listening going, Cowboys are already number 1. You never know. That guy may be a little delusional when it comes to his Cowboys.
This close to getting a backup for Pete. Man, I'm forgetting his name. Shoot. We had a scholar in here. He took over Pete's job for the day.
Oh, yeah. He was good.
Yeah, he's really good. I'm this close to bringing him in. If those Cowboys keep winning.
gotta bench Pete.
Yeah, gotta bench Pete.
We don't want that Cowboys propaganda in the studio. There'll only be Broncos. Ooh, boy, did I say that out loud? Okay, we're good. I'm okay with it. All right, we'll move on now. We have got at noon. Ooh, this is going to be a clash of 2 great teams. The Oakland Raiders versus the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field in Chicago at noon. Do they bring Mike Ditka back to celebrate his birthday for a birthday weekend extravaganza? Do the Bears?
I wouldn't do that to him.
Do the Bears take down Max Crosby and Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yes, because I'm a homer. Don't ask me how or why.
Going with the Bears at home.
This is my least confident pick, but I'm not going to pick against them.
The Chicago Football Bears. Chris Raff, select the Oakland Raiders and Max Crosby and Jimmy Garoppolo. I think the Raiders, Josh Jacobs, I think they get it done. God, the Raiders can roll up to 4-3. That's kind of a surprise there. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders because even if they lose, I'll still be happy because the Raiders lost.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bears logically. Would not listen to me.
Raiders it is. The Raiders. All right, so we zigged and zagged again.
Yeah, that's an expected zag for me. I'm just going to pick kind of with you and your Broncos.
Yeah.
After you lost to.
Got to make the selection.
Yeah, you can't go.
Got to make it. Broncos, if they'd had any offense though on Thursday night, I think they would have been able to at least be in it. It was crazy even in the fourth quarter when they made it 16-8 and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, 1 score and a 2-point conversion and we're tied and the Chiefs have dominated this game for the most part.
It's kind of a gross week of football for the Juggernauts.
Yeah.
Because that Broncos game, that was hard to watch.
Well, I mean, I was enjoying it if we'd have got just a little bit of offense.
Mm-hmm.
But
the defense was fun to watch.
There was just no offense. Defense is bend but don't break. Gave up a lot of yards, but they didn't give up a lot of points. Mm-hmm. And that, at the end of the day, give up all the yards you want. Just don't give up points.
Yeah, and if you're checking the Chiefs in the red zone, it's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
Because they got a weapon in Kelsey every single time.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. All right, we'll move on to the next game. We have got, oh boy, the 3-3 Atlanta Falcons versus the 3-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium. Is it still Raymond James? Probably still is Raymond James.
Yeah, it is. That one has not changed.
I mean, I still want to call it the old sombrero, even though they don't even play there and it's been blown up like 25 years ago. But the old sombrero, some great games played there. Buccaneers, Falcons.
Give me Baker Mayfield magic.
You going Baker?
Yep, going with the Buccaneers.
Gosh, my mind is saying, but I'm gonna shock the world here. I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
How many times have you said that in your life?
Oh my goodness, not a lot. But I don't know. The Buccaneers scare me. I don't know why. The Buccaneers should take care of business in this game and get the victory. But the Falcons I think the Falcons are that team that the longer you keep them around, the peskier they're going to get. And the Bijan Robinsons and the Kyle Pittses, the Drake Londons, even the Desmond Ritters, the longer you keep them in contention, the peskier they're going to get. And they're 3-3. So if they get this, they take over the NFC. NFC would be the NFC South.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may be tied with someone, but you got to think I'm going with the Falcons. Bijan Robinson. He's going to have over 100 yards rushing, 50 yards receiving.
We've only agreed on one game so far.
I know, this is great. Somebody's going to have a really bad week next week. Probably be me. But I'm okay with that. I'm going with the Atlanta Football Falcons. All right, we'll move on to the next game. This next game will be AD's Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Los Angeles Rams at 3:05 on Fox at SoFi in Los Angeles. Steelers versus the Rams.
This one's probably the harder one to pick for me. I don't have a really great feeling in this one. Kenny Pickett's looking a little better.
I'm already locked in with my picks. So select anyone you want. I know who I'm selecting.
Give me the Rams. I'm calling the Ravens win. Faulty. I'm not faulty, but I'm not buying it yet.
All right.
Give me the Rams.
AD, I apologize for what I'm about to do here, but a selection needs to be made. I'm going with the LA Rams. I talked about them at the beginning of the show. I think their offense is really coming around. You got Sean McVay. I think they're going to be a little too much offense for the Steelers. You got Aaron Donald, of course, for the Rams. The Steelers have struggled on offense a lot. And then you got to think that Aaron Donald is sitting there probably salivating going, oh, my goodness.
Did you see last week when they pulled the guard and the tackle in front of Aaron Donald?
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that, I just don't know what was happening there.
Yeah.
Even if you're on the offensive line and you know what you're doing, I would look over at my quarterback we need to call an audible right now because he's going to get here in 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, he's coming through.
He's
in a hurry.
Explosive off the line. He'll get there. If you're not on him, good luck.
Well, we were talking the other day. Jay came in for the drive, and we were talking about the best defensive player ever. And we were unanimous, number one, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then we started talking about 2 through 5. And Aaron Donald is one of those players. Is he there yet? No, but I think he really has an opportunity to be in the top 2 or 3, 4 players ever in the National Football League.
Yeah, 100%.
If he continues on just the tear that he's been on, because you cannot block him with one person. You can barely block him with 2 people.
Mm-hmm. If you're going with 2 people, trying to get next level.
Yeah.
It's it takes forever to get to the next level because you got to be with that. You got to be with him for a while.
Yeah.
To make sure the play's developing enough. He is just one of those guys that the offense is constantly going to check the other way.
Yeah.
Looking at him.
Because he's a spark plug. He's not super tall, but he's super explosive, super strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at it, you got Lawrence Taylor. I said Ronnie Lott, Reggie White. And then all of a sudden you're like, maybe Aaron Donald here in a couple years if he keeps up where he's at.
Well, he's had it in big games too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's showing up in mass. He showed up in the Super Bowl that they won.
He's the most part of that. He's the most dominant defensive player, I think, today in the NFL. I know you're going to get some pushback from J.J. Watt about his brother T.J. being the greatest player on the planet. But if I'm going to draft right now and they say you have the opportunity to draft T.J. Watt or Aaron Donald, who are you going to draft?
I'm taking Aaron Donald.
I'm taking Aaron Donald too, all day long. He'd be my first defensive player that I would select. Even though Michael Parsons is pretty darn good, but I think he's still young. But I think I still would go Aaron Donald before Michael Parsons.
I agree on that. Yeah, that is gonna be interesting to see where he ends up all time once his career's all said and done. Because he's just at the point now where it's okay, how great can you be?
Yeah,
he's obviously already great. He's hit that level.
Yeah,
and we talked about that Super Bowl. He had a huge part in that.
Yep,
just a problem. Huge problem for the NFL.
It'll be interesting to see if he, because I'm not sure how he's probably 31, 32 probably now. So you probably think that he has another maybe two years at peak optimum performance. Usually defensive line, when you used to get to that 33, 34 range, you start to fall off a little bit.
Needs to get follow that Ndamukong Suh route.
Well, then, you got to. I was just going to say that. Sue's sitting in the wings. He's just waiting right now.
Someone's going to pick him up.
Who's it going to be?
That's always the most exciting part.
And then you look at it, too. The teams that he's been with are kind of in contingent. Eagles, Dolphins.
What would you say if the Bills took him?
What would you say if the Detroit Lions brought him back to Detroit?
You got Hutchinson on the edge. You got
Ndamukong Suh returns back to the town he was drafted. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Holy cow.
Now I hope that happens. Now I really hope
Suh
that
back to the Lions.
Yeah, because like you said it. I mean, he's obviously not gonna be like, yeah, the Bears, let me go play.
Yeah.
He's not gonna pick them. He's
going to a playoff team.
Yeah, he needs a playoff team.
And the Lions are in playoff contention, which would be so funny because the Lions, Barry Sanders, retired, never came back. Calvin Johnson, retired, never came back. Suh, in a way, he didn't retire, but Suh got out of Detroit when he could. Now he returns back. He'd be like their first great player that was there that returned back to restore the roar. Oh, my goodness.
Man, now I really just hope that happens. And like we talked about, the NFC North.
Yeah.
That if you're picking a team that's like, okay, what team is the most likely to be sure to get into the playoffs? Detroit Lions, the NFC North.
Yeah.
That's
Suh to the Lions. I'm calling it now. And Ndamukong Suh returns to restore the roar. All right, so we both went Rams there. Okay, we'll move on to our next game. We've got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle, 3:05 on Fox. Cardinals versus Seahawks. Kyler Murray probably will not be there. I'm guessing they'll take another week or two with film. So you'll probably have Josh Dobbs still at quarterback. Seahawks, you got Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker. Who you go here?
Seahawks, give me Geno Smith, Walker, Pete Carroll. I still think Pete Carroll doesn't get enough credit for how good of a head coach he is.
Yep. I'm going to go with the Seahawks also. I think that they got too much for the Cardinals. Still, it'll be interesting to see when Kyler Murray does return, what that does for the Cardinals, if it lifts them up any, or is it just they're just too far sunk and not enough weapons on offense to help them out. So it'll be curious how much running around he has to do. And then coming off an injury, is he going to be the same mobile Kyler Murray that we saw when he left? And that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out.
I think he'll be fine. Just like, I don't know how quickly it could take a while, like talking about getting into game shape, but I think overall, the medical advancements he talked about the one time on Wide World of Raff. With Aaron Rodgers, we talked about, will he be back for the playoffs? Well, he's throwing the football on the field.
Yeah, there's talk he might be back week 15 or 16, which that would be incredible. But hey, anything's possible in today's world. Aaron Rodgers is bionic.
It's going to be one of those things where they try to push him off as long as possible. If he gets to that playoff spot where they really need it, they might.
Well, it'll be interesting, too. Say the Jets keep on kind of like, back and they get to the end of the year and they need to win 2 straight games to get to the playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers is right there to come back. Do you bring him back, try to get those 2 wins to get him into the playoffs? Or do you say, okay, Zach Wilson, we believe in you, get these 2 wins, so then Aaron can come back? But I mean, there's going to be a lot of intrigue as the playoffs get closer. And it all matters with the Jets. They've got to keep on winning, and they're going to have to do it with their defense. You got Breece Hall, of course. You got Garrett Wilson. Zach Wilson scares me still, but the more he's there, the more confidence he gets. Or maybe they go on a string and they patch together like 7 straight wins, and then like, well, now we got to ride with our hot hand here, and Aaron, you'll be our backup quarterback. Never happened, but
I think even if we got to that point, you would look at the defense as the reason you're winning games.
Yeah.
So I think you plug in, if it's like you absolutely need them, I think you plug in Rodgers. Because if you're being honest, the defense is winning games.
I think he comes in no matter what, but it would just be funny to see them string together like 8 straight wins and to be like, well, we got 8 straight with Zach right now. Maybe we'll save you for next year. Oh, do you see how upset Aaron Rodgers would be if that would happen? Oh my gosh. Worked so hard to get back for the playoffs and then get told, oh, we're going to ride with our hot hand here.
The Wilson revenge tour is not over.
It'd be wild. Craziness. All right. Should we throw it to break and then come back and cover our last 3 games, or do we have time for one more game?
How many do we got left?
We got 3 more games left. Or no, take that back. 4 more games.
Let's get one, and then we'll save the last 3 for the next segment.
Chargers of Los Angeles versus the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead, 3:25 p.m. 5-1 Chiefs, 2-3 Chargers. Chargers usually are a thorn in the Chiefs' side, but for this selection, I will select Kansas City Swifts. Chiefs. My bad. Chiefs. Sorry, I'm locked into that Kelsey Swift mania.
All right, got us both locked down for the Swifts.
You going with the Swift? Chiefs?
The Swifts.
Is it the Swift Kelseys or the Kels Swifts, or I mean, what is their the Travis Swift?
Can I tell you my honest thoughts?
Sure.
I don't give a damn. It's good. It's one of those things for the NFL. Like, as a fan, it is so annoying, but we will keep watching, right? I'm not going to turn the NFL off. If you're a Swiftie, I'm not showing Taylor Swift anymore. You're going to turn it off. So, like, if you're the NFL, I know people are upset. Use your brain a little bit. The marketing makes sense. You're not going to turn the game off. The Swifties might.
Being a Broncos fan, I'm hoping for a rift between Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes that will tear the Chiefs apart at the seams. That's what I'm hoping for. Drama. Oh, what do we? Oh, 608. He's heading out.
Yeah, driving trains. That's what he does.
Well, be safe out there, 6008. Appreciate you listening. Have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll go to break here. We'll have the last 3 games on the next segment, and then we will have the Doan Athlete Project. They will go from 10
They're
to
rolling
11
in
p.m.
big.
Yeah, looks like they're rolling in here now. Looks like we got Guy Moran in here. Looks like Grace as well. So that'll be a good show as always. And that's going to go from 10 to 11. And that'll wrap up. Take a weeknights. But we'll have 3 more games on the next segment. Raff, get us out of here.
All right, listen to the Wide World of Raff. It's Wednesday night, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back to the Wide World of Raff.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now, it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online check can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is Molly Purdy. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
So yeah, that sounded like Heinrich's the guy. I think he said again, Heinrich's got to improve his conditioning, which is one of the most confounding things I've heard. He looks like a decathlete. I mean, he's not a dumpy quarterback.
Oh, he runs.
I mean, he's one of the best looking athletes on the campus.
Look at the run he had for the touchdown in that game. He looked pretty
Look
fast.
at the dude. How can his conditioning be bad?
What's this about?
It might be about that they ask him to do about everything.
He's carrying 20 times a game to be the quarterback.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's the Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice's Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, the Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice's Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes at brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrill, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrix. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 6060 Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Welcome back to the wide world of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again, wrapping up the wide world of Raff for this Wednesday night. Almost 10 o'clock. Getting close to that time. We got 3 more games to cover of the National Football League.
One of us is going to do really, really well this week.
And one of us, or we could be split half and half and be 50-50.
Yeah, that's true.
That could happen. 50-50. Story of my fantasy football life. All right, we'll move on. On NBC, the primetime game, 7:20 p.m. The game of the week, the Miami Dolphins versus the Philadelphia Eagles. In the city of brotherly love, the city of Rocky Balboa. Dolphins, Eagles. Who are you going with, Harrison? Who are you going with? Tua versus Jalen. Bama versus Bama.
Give me the Dolphins.
Going Dolphins.
Yeah, wait.
Dolphins.
No, okay, I'm going back.
Dolphins, Eagles.
Where this game's at matters a lot. Give me the Eagles.
The city of brotherly love.
No, give me the Eagles. I'm taking it back.
You're going with. They're fighting Rocky Balboas. Chris Raff, select Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, you are taking the
I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Dolphins all the way.
We don't need 2 singing Dolphins fans. Jake's enough.
Oh, yeah.
We just got covered for like.
If the Dolphins win this game on Sunday night, Jake is going to be so crazy wild. He will have his Dolphins polo on Monday morning. He'll probably play the Miami Dolphins song.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill goes over 1,000 yards receiving.
He's so good.
Dolphins over the Eagles. I couldn't talk bad about the Eagles all showing them select the Eagles. That just wouldn't be right on me. So.
Yeah, that's fair. And I did say I'm not going to panic on the Eagles. Yep. So it would have looked bad on me if I panicked.
So we selected correctly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the Monday night football game is the 5-1 San Francisco Super 49ers and Brock Purdy versus the Minnesota Vikings at 2-4 from Minnesota.
Already got him wrote in, but give me a breakdown of why.
Oh, I am going to select the San Francisco 49ers just because the Vikings do not have the depth of Jefferson at receiver. If Jefferson was there, I probably would take the Vikings just because he's such a difference maker. The Vikings, they have Addison, they have KJ Osborne, but I think 49ers are going to be awfully upset after that Browns game. They might not have Christian McCaffrey, but I think you have enough with Ayuk. And then I think Deebo Samuel, if he's better, I think they did think he was hurt as seriously as That's what I thought. So you're gonna have Debo and Ayuk there, and then I think Brock Purdy. I think he's gonna want to make up for last game and just let everyone know that hey, I'm as good as what is. I mean, that was the first game he's lost where he started and finished. So I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
Yeah, me too. Give me the 49ers. We talked about the Vikings. They're just struggling. I'll tell you what, though, Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Had quite a bit last week. I was saying, like, before, losing Thielen wasn't that big of a deal. I wonder if I underestimated that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he would have. He wasn't what he was.
I thought he was out of gas in Minnesota. Personally.
I did too, but he's apparently not.
Because I thought
he got a bigger role down there.
When they got Addison, I was like, okay, Addison, KJ Osborne, Jefferson, you're good to go. But then all of a sudden, Thielen down in Carolina, he's rolling up 100-yard reception, receiving games, touchdowns. He's a good fantasy football pickup. He's not that expensive. So
I had some people pick him up on the waiver wire.
Yeah, it's a good pickup. It's a good pickup.
Yeah. So maybe I was wrong about Thielen. Maybe they should have kept on.
Thielen's still alive.
I think he just had a lesser role last season, and they assumed he was out of gas, and it's just like, no, he's just whatever.
Maybe they were just so focused on Jefferson, he wasn't getting the targets that he usually did, which
for the right reasons.
Yeah, which I understand. I mean, Jefferson's out there, you got to give him the ball. All right, our final game of the night. We saved the best for last. The Green Bay Packers versus the Denver Broncos at 3:25 on CBS Sports from Empower Field at Mile High. Who do you select?
Yeah, I actually thought about the Broncos, but I'm not going to take it too seriously. Packers.
You going with the Packers?
Yeah, give me the Packers.
Go, Pack, go.
I don't like it, but.
All right. Waited an hour for this selection. I select the Denver Broncos to go 2-5 and make their quest back to 500. Oh boy.
Definitely a winnable game for them. I think if you're Denver, this is a game. If you have any sort of hope, you have to win.
I think this is going to be a telltale sign for Denver. There's been a lot of rumblings this week about Rex Ryan possibly taking over the defense in Denver. If the Denver defense implodes this week, I have a sneaking suspicion that Vance Joseph will probably be released come that Monday. I know they played decent against the Chiefs. They gave up a ton of yards, but I just think the Bronco fans and the people out there, they're going to want to see some sort of change. I'm not sure. I want to see more carries out of the Broncos running backs. They average about 5 yards a carry. So I want to see some running game out of the Broncos, and then build your pass through play action. Jerry Jeudy, I would assume right now Jerry Judy's probably going to be traded at the trade deadline. I think his just the media in Denver and what he's dealing with, is it just? Probably not. But he's actually, he's kind of picked bear with Mark Schlereth. Mark Schlereth isn't going to step back to nobody. He's got his 3 Super Bowl rings. He's definitely not going to let Jerry Jeudy call him stuff, and then so Denver's just they got some issues. But I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I believe Russ Wilson. He's gonna get things cooking. Let's ride, Denver Broncos. Let's ride.
So real quick, one more from the text line. Ron, he said, thanks for the fellowship and you enjoyed the show. I said, me and Mr. J got to hit the hay. I'm not sure who Mr. J is, but nonetheless, appreciate you guys tuning in. And real quick, rundown just for the teams we picked. So Raff took the Saints, I took the Jags, took the Colts, I took the Browns. Both agree on the Bills winning. He took the Commanders, I took the Giants. He took the Lions, I took the Ravens. Took the Raiders, I took the Bears, I took the Falcons, I took the Buccaneers. We both take the Rams, we both take the Seahawks, we both take the Chiefs. You take the Dolphins, I take the Eagles. We both take the 49ers. And you, Homer, take the Broncos. And then I took the Packers. That's it.
I love it.
Yeah, we'll find out next week. We'll have that ready. So
another fantastic Wide World of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will talk to you next week. Have a great night.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows that secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669, paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and